1017 is shaken. Even though today is 1018, Gucci Mane has announced that he's about to dissolve his 1017 label. The end of an era, you guys. There's a lot to the story. Let's talk about it. So Gucci Mane came on his live today and he was in a beater without his 1017 chain, just a little light earring. And he came on and said that all the 1017 artists are let go. They are fired. They're dissolved for their contracts, except for Fujiano, who is still in jail, and Pooh Shiesty. Now, what's interesting about Pooh Shiesty is I was in Miami when he went to jail. There was like a bunch of shootings that weekend. It was Labor Day weekend. It was like in May. About 3-4 years ago, for real. And he ended up getting caught up in a shooting, and he has not left Florida ever since. He's been locked up down there. Now, Fujiano's been locked up too. Remember, at one point, he was engaged to Rennie Rucci, Big Rennie. She's gone on to have a baby by a whole nother man named Blackjack. So they've been in there for a minute. And I do believe they're both serving up to 5-year sentences. So they will be home soon. But they were kind of, especially when they were out, big artists a little bit. They were on the way, especially Pooh Shiesty. Now, Pooh and Fu are not Gucci Mane's only artists that are locked up. He actually had an artist named Hot Boy West that ended up facing 15 years, a Texas rapper. But that was right after his other artist, Matt Critter, got arrested for first-degree murder. So that's what I'm saying. The whole 1017 label, the new one, was constantly dropping like flies. You know, back in my day, we grew up with 1017 Brick Squad. Y'all remember that? That was OJ the Juice Man. That was Waka Flocka Flame. That was some real heavy hitters. At the time, everybody was being ran by Miss Deb. It was a tighter ship. And y'all know, I used to work for Miss Deb. Shout out to B100 Radio. And Miss Deb keeps a tight ship. She's somebody really wonderful to work with. And I know for a fact that she helped Nicki's career. She helped Cash Doll career, I think. She helped people's careers. So Gucci just being 1017 and not 1017 Brick Squad with the help of Deb might have had some influences on why his, label went the way it went. I don't know. Now, I had to get the people that are in 1017 now, what Gucci Mane called the new 17, that were released from the label. I had to get a list of those people because I don't know them. I feel like Gucci, really outside of Enchanting, that passed away from an overdose, and also Big Scar that passed away from an overdose. Outside of them, I didn't know anybody that was on the new 1017. Oh, and Kay Deshay. Do you remember the girl that was with Enchanting for a little bit? Kay Shade? Other than that, we got to read this list. Now, it was somebody on the new 1017. Big Fizzle, Big Walk Dog, Bresden, Hot Boy West. We talked about him. Kato 2 times. Lil Rye, Lil Zay, Matt Critter, FTO Set, and TLE Cinco. And they said there's another guy on there named Roboy, something like that. Never really heard of them, but right now they're without a label home. Y'all know, Gucci has his own life. He really doesn't need this. Now, back in my day, Keisha Kaur was selling out, and I always accredit her. The girls did not have makeup lines until Keisha Kaur came out with Kaur. They didn't. It was important for everybody to get a MAC deal. From Mary to Rihanna to Tiana Taylor. Everybody had MAC cosmetic deals. Nobody had their own. Keisha Kaur came out with them wonderful cream-based purples, blues, blondes, all of them color lips. She changed the game. And she should be noted as a pioneer. Kaur two-stepped so Fenty Beauty could sprint. Okay? Really sprint. Because Kaur was never in the major stores. They didn't get in the Ultas. You had to get it direct from consumer. Then when everybody started coming out with their own makeup brands, she went to selling waist trainers, flat tummy tees. I don't know how well they're doing, but I feel like people were buying them. Now, Gucci has said he looked at the numbers, and that's why on 1017 day, he didn't make an announcement. But when he looked at the numbers, it wasn't adding up. As a businessman, it wasn't right that there was more going out than coming in for the label. So he decided to let everybody go. He got a family. He got kids to raise. Gucci could take his little couple million and sit down and have a good life, invest in a couple movie theaters or anything else. It's the end of an era. it's really interesting that at the end of the day of this label wars, Yo Gotti kind of won, which is sad to say, but he kind of won.